Coach, and then we can take questions.
Tremendous victory again. We looked for a team victory. We knew it would take all three phases would have to be effective in this game, and they were. It was great to see that happen again from offense, defense, and special teams. That can't go. There's a lot of things to talk about, but that's what we were asking for, and we got it out of this team, which was great to see. They prepared well. Defensively, where do you want me to start? It's off the charts. They were able to kind of dictate tempo. They got themselves in position to change calls when needed. Their communication was off the charts. They got on and off the field. The pace was a non-factor for Indiana. It was great to see. Trust me, this offense had us all worried. It had me a little bit petrified walking into this game because they are very, very talented on the offensive side of football. And our kids played lights out today. And my hat goes off to them, the defensive staff, for the preparation that they did. Offensively, ran the ball extremely well, obviously. Physical, big plays. Got to finish a few more drives. It's hard to find anything critical when you play like that. But at the end, we're going to sit back and say we want to finish a couple more drives. But we did make the field goals and we had the opportunities, which was great to see. So, tremendous victory. Bottom line, great victory for the Badgers, and we move onward and upward, but we're going to enjoy this one.
Mike's on either side. Jeff?
Gary, you mentioned that Indiana's offense left you a little petrified, but on the flip side of that, knowing the way you guys can run the ball and knowing that they have struggled to stop the run, did you expect to be able to move the ball consistently?
Yeah, when we came in, that's always our mindset, is to be able to grind the ball out consistently and make good plays when opportunity presents itself. And it was difficult, but difficult out there throwing the ball for both sides. When we were going into that wind, it was fairly dramatic, and it took away our opportunity to really spin the ball down the field for those offensive shots. So it would have been, you're kind of rolling the dice, I guess, if you do that at that point. But we were fairly consistent. We got backed up a couple of times. We were able to move the chains, and every time we punted, I believe we were punting to pin them, trying to get the pins. So that was good to see. But, the offense was solid. I know they're going to want a couple of drives back for touchdowns.
Gary, the consistency and effort of your guys from week to week has been pretty strong, and that just doesn't happen. A lot of that's preparation, the seniors. Could you address that a little bit?
Well, it's important to this team. I think it said in spring ball, I remember saying we had one bad practice, and fall camp, I believe, if I remember right, telling the kids that I thought we had a bad practice. And a couple other times, I've told myself and told them I thought they had a bad practice, and I watched the film and I was mistaken. They had a nice practice. So their consistency throughout the whole year, not just the season, has been impressive. And again, I believe you prepare for that stuff in the off season with the team and their mindset. But the senior leadership is outstanding on this team. It's not good. It's outstanding. It continues to be. Their focus, their care factor, the way they lock in the mornings is special. It really is. And a lot of that has to do with the seniors on this football team.
Rob?
Gary, this week you were asked about whether there was something wrong with Melvin, or the drop in his production. On the flip side of that, though, is there something right about James White right now and what he's doing week in, week out?
Whatever it is, we need to keep doing it. I don't see a change in his effort, the way he's carried the ball, just opportunities presenting itself for James, and he's taking advantage of it. And that's the way it is as a running back. It's kind of as a wide receiver, a defensive lineman, you can go on and on. Sometimes the opportunity is there to make plays, and sometimes it's not. And James is really taking advantage of that the last few weeks. And we'll look back when the season is over with, and we'll say, the 3-week stint there with Iowa, and that we've come down to this Indiana game. He's been huge for us, and he's broken big plays. Today there was a whole bunch of big plays, but at BYU and Iowa there was those 2 big power plays that I remember. They were powerful touchdowns, and it flipped the game. He's a tremendous competitor, and in my opinion, he will have the opportunity to play this game for a long time after he leaves here, and he will play for a long time.
Yeah.
Gary, Indiana's offense has a lot of guys that put up a lot of yards, and granted, what you mentioned, it was hard to throw the ball. They would just talk about the play your cornerback today, really just kind of holding everyone in check from a passing standpoint.
Did a nice job with man coverage, getting our hands on people at the line of scrimmage, communicating in the back end. The ability to flip the coverages and change coverages with the communication is very difficult at home. And it's loud. It's loud here at Camp Randall, which you all know. You get to those third downs, and those kids have got to use hand signals to communicate. Those changes come fast and quick, and there was good communication. I think we busted one coverage, 2 coverages I remember the whole day, and neither one of them ended up hurting us badly. But they just matched up and played at a high level today. I thought I was very impressed with Darius and Sojourn. You know, and Dez was in a lot of man cover situations again today and did a nice job.
Jeff?
Gary, you've been asked about the backs, but do you need to review the tape to know that there was some pretty good downfield blocking today?
Yeah, no. I always see the effort with these kids when I go back there, and I miss a lot during the game. That is a very true statement, but I look at the two reverses or whatever you want to call them when Jared was running the ball. And, you know, James is down there, Jordan's down there. Those kids block like crazy, and they do it every single week, and it's important to them. It's a credit to them. It's a credit to Coach Beatty and the offensive staff for the way that they, you know, continually take pride in that. Because it's not the easiest thing in the world for a wide receiver to sit out there and say, "Okay, I'm gonna go block like crazy." But they, you know, they take tremendous pride and effort, and their effort is unbelievable.
Rob?
Or was it a stepping stone game for the kicking game today with Jack making field goals in sloppy conditions? What was your take on that?
Yeah, I thought the snaps were good, the holds were good, and for him to be able to get the ball, and it really appeared to come off his foot good today. You know, I don't think there was one of them that was really in question. The ball got up over the line of scrimmage in a nice way, and it looked like a well-struck ball every time it came off. So those kids, it's like I said before, it's their work ethic is there, their want-to is there, and it's great to see them have some success, and it matters to them. So definitely the second week in a row, step in the right direction.
Rob?
I don't know how much impact you put on the pregame speech having on the kids, but the last words of "start fast and stay steady" I'm assuming that's exactly what you were looking for, and does credit go then to the pregame speech?
No credit goes, never a pregame speech credit at all. But there was something that we, you know, talk about. We want to be able to get that done. We thought that was so important this week, and they went out and executed it. And all the credit when it's good, it always goes to those kids, and they really did that. They were focused. I was proud to see the defense finish in the fourth quarter. Proud to see the offense score in the fourth quarter. We were able to win the fourth quarter and score like that. And a lot of kids got to play. You know, Arnold and Miniman got in there on the offense at the end. That was kind of get those kids in there. There was a reason for taking those timeouts, was to try to get some other kids in the game. And, it's great to see them have success. You know, they score. Maybe the only drive they were going to play, the only snaps they were going to play at Wisconsin, and they were steady. They took care of business.
I think it was 30-0 in the third quarter. They had a 3rd and goal at the 1, and the defense is into it, trying to keep them out of the end zone. The crowd got to delay a game. What does that say about the defense, that sequence?
Yeah, that was a big stand down there, because that was the one play we definitely had a busted coverage on the wheel route, and you know, Latimer caught a nice ball on us and then continued down the field. But it was important for them to get the stop at that point, and it matters to them. They took great pride in the 3 points that they gave up today against this offense. It's a tremendous accomplishment, and for them to bow up in the red zone in that situation that was a big time defensive stop.
Gary, do you allow yourself to just watch what these backs are doing and just, do you take a moment during the game and just continue to be amazed? Can you be a fan for a second, or are you just so focused that you really don't appreciate it until the game is over?
Not early, late I can in a game like that, but they are fun to watch, and it's fun to watch this offensive line. Again, they grind away. We got a whole bunch of looks again this week that, you know, we didn't anticipate them all. And the adjustments that are made, it's a continual grind with the tight ends, the fullbacks, and the offensive line every week to see how they're going to come out and try to stop that run game. So a lot of the credit goes to those kids that are in front of the backs, and you see Joel time and time again checking those runs. Every time he walks out of there and backs off, he's checking the run that he likes. And you know, that's a player-driven offense when we get to that opportunity, and it's great to see. But the backs are tremendous, you know, and Derek just bangs away in there. Again, he doesn't get a carry, but he plays at a very high level. So James and Melvin are special kids.
You're backed up and you're up inside your 10, hand off to James the first play. What are you expecting out of that play, and what are the chances he's going to break it all?
Well, I believe it was just power. I don't know for sure, but it broke it, and away he went. So it's be a great way to start the football game every week. So if we can continue that, that'd be good.
Jeff?
You had a chance to take the ball, I think, winning the coin toss. Just out of curiosity, why'd you take to defer? I'm anticipating Indiana's going to want the ball.
Yeah. You know, I just believe in that. We thought about it. We talked about it in the past and some weather and some different situations. But it's just, you know, right now I felt like the best thing to do at the beginning of that game was to defer, give our offense, you know, a little bit of a feel of the game, I guess, and let the defense go out there. They wanted a shot to be able to play, and Just, we deferred every time this year, and we'll continue to do so.
Jesse?
Are you using Jared in the run game a big part of the plan going in, or was it partly a product of maybe weather conditions and not getting the ball in passing today?
I don't know that. I think there was some select plays, but that would have to be to the offensive staff. It worked well, so it was good planning.
Gary, this isn't the first time this season that we've heard an offensive pace hasn't been a factor. How confident are you in the speed and scheme of your defense to match up with any offensive paces all year?
Well, we prepare the right way, and these kids lock in. I think they can handle the pace. I think they can handle the speed, and we've played, 3 or 4 now, I guess, if you sit back and look at it, that go fast and go quick. And it takes smart young men who are bought in, that can communicate and believe in each other to be able to play at that pace, because it takes some of the coaching out of it now. You get it flips upside down when you're real fast. And, but I feel confident playing against pace teams.
You mentioned that Sojourn was kind of the odd man out last week, and I'm sure he understood the reasoning behind that, but do you think he was a little extra motivated today?
Yeah, well, Sojourn, no doubt. That's how he is. He wants to play every single snap, and the way he competes like that too. He'll do that in checkers. He'll do that in horse, whatever he's doing. He'll want to be on the field. He'll want to win. He's a competitive young man, and he's proud. He's handled this freshman year unbelievably well now. To be at this point 10 games in and play as much as he's played and stay steady and not hit the walls impressive. So it was good to see him get out there today and have some success.
Anything else for Coach? One more. Jeff?
You made the switch to Aberdaris on punt returns after Kenzel off that one. Is that something you're going to look at permanently now, or how are you going to handle that?
Well, Kenzel will get back in there, and he'll be fine. I think that it's bobbled around a little bit, and the wet ball scenario was also something we sat down and talked about. And, Kenzel is a very prideful young man. I want him to be back there. I feel good about him being back there, and we'll continue to let him do that in those situations. But you get in that spot, and we weren't going to get a return. They were kicking the ball high. We wanted to fair catch it, and Abby makes great decisions, as well as Kenzel does too. It was just kind of this game that went Abby's way and back there.
Gary, as you look ahead to Minnesota, as well as they're playing, has this become a big week for you guys? I know you're going to savor this one, but how do you look ahead?
Well, this is a very big week. It's rivalry week. Here we go, and these kids are excited. When we broke it out, Father Mike gave us a prayer after we were done, and the kids understand the importance of this game, and that was brought up by Father Mike right away. So away we go. So they didn't have much time to enjoy. They were ready to roll and back on it. So we'll come back and start up. It'll be the same plan. We're far enough into this thing, game 11. You're doing what you do, and you get focused on the task at hand, and these kids will enjoy today. We'll enjoy today, and then we'll get back here. And I'd imagine by the time we're walking here Monday morning, they'll have watched 4 or 5 games on Minnesota.
Thanks, Coach.